Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special episode of the podcast where Gables and I are here together to talk about something that we both love to do every year, and that is called Extra Life. This is a very special episode. This will not be this won't be replacing our normal episode, just that'll be something fun that we could do for ourselves and also for a lot of the people where um, if you're interested in Extra Life or, this might be your first time or you've been doing this multiple years and maybe you're just struggling or just trying to work things out as you go. Gables has done it 9 years. This is my 10th year of doing it. We do this every year. We love it. We look forward to it. It was something great to do some tips and tricks for people um, on how to survive that day. There's people out there way better than us before. We're not going to give you tips and tricks on how to earn money. There are a lot of people out there that earn a lot more money than we do. So if you are looking for that, this unfortunately is not the place. I do pretty okay. I got three of these bad boys right here for making $1,000 in a year. I've got my 10th Extra Life 10-year anniversary shirt. I believe that was 2019 was the 10-year anniversary. This will be year 12. I've got 7 or 8 of these, but there's people out there that generate tens of thousands of dollars every year.
That's true.
And that's awesome. It's wonderful. And Extra Life in general is a wonderful thing. If you don't know what it is, if you just click on this, maybe you're just a normal listener, and you don't know what it is somehow because we talk about it all the time. It is a charity that we play games for 24 straight hours, typically the first Saturday in November, and we raise money for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Anybody in the world can do it, but you could pick any hospital in Canada or the United States. I do the Iowa City one. It's the one that everybody waves to at the Iowa Hawkeye games at the end of the first quarter. Gables does the Seattle Children's Hospital.
Yes.
Like I said, it's a wonderful thing that we do every year. We look forward to it. I always call it my least favorite day of the year, because it's my adult Christmas. Where I can't wait for it to get here. And but man, 18 hours in, you're not having a good time. But it's
No.
you're fighting through it. But we have learned the tip. We have learned throughout all of the goods and bads of things not to do and things that are okay to do. And just kind of as we go, some years have been easier than others. I just thought it'd be kind of cool. We got together and just kind of made some notes, and just kind of wrote some things down. We got some stories and just kind of things that we've learned over time of how to survive this. Ready to go, Gables?
Yep.
All right. So first up here, a lot of these sound obvious, but it's kind of things you don't. I think it's one of those things like don't. It's like when you tell a kid don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove. It's hot. But sometimes they touch it anyways. It's kind of one of those things. Sometimes it's better to tell you. I don't know. But sometimes also you got to learn the hard way. So, but we're trying to help you guys, prevent you guys from doing that. So, one of the things that I want to talk about, this is a big one. This is probably one of the more important things for Extra Life. But when it comes to the gaming side of things, is obviously we're playing games for 24 straight hours. Have more games than you think you'll need. Don't go in with like, I got 3 games here. I'm gonna play Call of Duty and Far Cry and Rocket League for 24 straight hours, or I'm gonna play these few games. These are gonna be my games. Or I bought these 2 brand new games. I've been saving these games to play. Like, because I'm telling you, nothing's worse than like Gables and I have been there where we have a plan, and sometimes you're just not feeling it, or technical issues, or something where like you're 10 hours in and you have these 3 games prepared to play that take up your 24 hours, and you're just not feeling the games, or there's issues or whatever, and it's like I still have 14 hours to go and I don't know what to play. And Gables and I have been there where I've had times where like, oh, I'm gonna play. I remember one year I saved Recore. Remember Recore, Gables?
Yep, I do.
I was so excited for that game, and it came out fairly close to Extra Life, and I'm like, I'm gonna wait and I'll pick it up right for Extra Life, and this will be my. I remember it came out to like middling reviews.
Yep.
That game was broken and buggy and just not a very good game. And that was like that was my game. I had like 2 games I was gonna play. I was like, I got Madden, I have Rocket League with my friends, and Recore, and that game was awful. And I'm like, I played like 9 hours of it just because it was Extra Life, and I was not having any fun. It just made it that much harder. So I remember like just putting on my 3DS and just plowing through like playing games for 20, 30 minutes, just trying to find something to click with me to just like have a good time. And I was just like, nothing's working. And it made for, it's still doing a great thing, still having, but it's just like, you want to make this as fun as possible to do, because let me tell you guys, as much as obviously you love gaming, if you're willing to do obviously you're doing something really cool here, but to do something for 24 straight hours, you gotta love video games.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you, 2 a.m. You've been doing this for 18 hours. Your butt hurts.
Yep.
You're tired.
Yep.
You're exhausted. All you want to do is rest your eyes for 5 minutes. No, again, you're not gonna enjoy playing video games, but you want to try to make it as fun and just have as good of a time as possible. So that's something that I wanted to bring up, and then like try to have gamer nights. Try to like go in beforehand. Try to have a gamer night. Like set up like get some if you have other friends in Extra Life. Try to like try to see like, hey, you want to play some games together? Join up, hook up here. Like let's play these games together. Like I think that's something really important. Gables, I mean, you've done it. This is my 10th year.
Yep.
This is your 9th year. I mean, you've been there before. What are some examples of times where this has happened to you?
Okay, so times where this has happened with me and stuff, obviously going through like the gamer nights stuff with the talking ship community with you and like some of other friends and stuff from years past, whether it be like Rocket League, whether it be like say Friday the 13th, or whether it
Yep.
be like something else that we initially decide upon and stuff. That has helped dividends, obviously, when you're playing the extra life type of gauntlet, as I like to call it, because it
Mm.
truly does feel like a gauntlet to where it's like you will go in, you have an initial plan like you were touching upon, Tyler, but yet it's pivotal to have groups of friends and stuff to keep you going, kind of like that one person that just fills you full of energy and stuff like that, or just talking with other people that keep you awake and stuff like that, so
Mm.
that way you're not going to want to have an accidental nod off or something in the middle of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those are great. Yeah, it's great. Like that's another example I hear is like always have a ringer if
Yep.
possible. And a ringer, what I mean by that is, you hear about that ringer in like poker, or you have that ringer on your basketball team, like that guy that just kind of like pulls it all together. And sometimes like having like people like I'm gonna say and have like a gamer night, even with people that aren't in Extra Life, they're just there to play some games, but like they're also helping at the meantime. And it's like by proxy they're helping you like having that energy because like you it's 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, maybe even later, 2 in the morning, they're gaming with you, but it's like you've been up since who knows 5, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning playing games pretty much nonstop. You're 15, 16 hours in, and like you're feeding off that energy, and that's going to kind of get you through some of those, some of that might not all night, but through a good chunk of the night. We've had times where like a friend of ours like Wes jumped in and just like randomly jumped in with us. Like this kid coming in just hopped in our party at 4. And also another thing, I put this in here, have like if you have a party going, or even if you like it's just 1 or 2 people, just have an open party where your friends can just jump in with you and
Yeah,
hop
there you
in
go.
at random. And like we've done like in the past where like we make like a PlayStation party or something and we name it the Extra Life Party, and that just basically tells our friends like, if you guys want to jump in and hang out with us, here you go. And people will jump in and out throughout the day, and you just have this flow of people jumping in. And like with Wes coming in like 4 in the morning, all hyped up on energy, joking around with us, having a good time,
Fucking high as a
reading
kite. Yeah.
Canadian folklore at 4 in the morning, uh, joking
That
with
was one of
us.
my personal favorite experiences because
Yeah.
how that got started is like it was like 2 a.m. It was like 2 in the fucking morning and stuff, and we were all like fucking exhausted and stuff, and all of a sudden it's like I started reading a little bit of Canadian folklore monsters and stuff like that, and I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy. It's like, what is happening here? Um, yeah. I just remember like you and him and a few other people were just laughing. I'm like, what is happening? Like I'm like fighting, trying to just play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and you guys are like laughing hysterically. And then I'm like, I don't even know what's happening. I'm
No,
so
at that point our minds
disoriented.
were so devolved and stuff to where
Yeah.
we're just like we were just poking fun at shit, like I think what really got everybody else going was when I started going on and on about like mixing two movies together, and I added like
Oh yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson and stuff from Pulp Fiction, and it's like to a fucking a song from Grease, and it
Oh
got like our
yeah.
friends laughing hysterically.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, it does. Sometimes it doesn't even like it's when you've been up for uh 2, 3 hours, or you've been up for 22, 21 hours straight, and you're just like anything at that point will make you laugh. So it's like that's all you need. It's just a little bit of something to kind of get you going. Yeah, but I mean, those are just like big things I think about. It's just like have a lot of games. Like it's better to have more games than you think, then not have enough. Because I've like I said, I've learned that multiple times. Like, oh, I'm gonna have these few games, and like I said, like normally you might like this open world game, but like you're just not feeling it today, or you might save a couple. You might buy two brand new games to play, and like I've done that 2019 even. I've done it since then. Like even like 2016 is a Recore thing. 2019 I remember like I had Days Gone and Anthem and a couple other little games to play. I'm like, oh, like I haven't played Days Gone or Anthem yet. And I picked them up and I'm like, oh, these are gonna take up a good chunk of time. Played 2 hours of Anthem. It was terrible.
Yep.
Played a few hours of Days Gone. I was like, I'm just not feeling this. This is not my kind of game. And it's like, well, crap. Those are two games I was hoping to take up not all day, but a good chunk of my day. They weren't like everything, but they were games I had like a feather in my cap kind of thing. And they just didn't work. Something I will recommend though, like if you're going to be in a party all day, if unless you're really good at multitasking, as far as like paying attention to like what's going on the screen with like the story and your friends, maybe don't try to play like story heavy games. You know,
Yeah, really.
I always like find like a Ubisoft type open world game are perfect. Like I've done multiple Assassin's Creed games, stuff like that, where if that's a game kind of game you like, and obviously if you can get multiplayer games going, that's even better. But like, yeah, like I've found that like just doing side missions and just like grinding out levels and stuff, like just doing grinding stuff, or like if you like a live service game, you just like you like save your weeklies for or your dailies for Extra Life, you know, and grind those out there and there, you know, like have stuff like that, and play games you like.
Yes.
Don't unless you're doing like unless you're like doing like, hey, donate to me and I'll play these crappy games or whatever. Like don't play games that are like that are gonna torture you. Play games you're gonna enjoy, because like I said, 15, 16, 17 hours in, you're not gonna be having fun. Gables and I, we've talked about multiple times. Last year, we're gonna beat Resident Evil 6 finally after all these years, because we hate that game. But we're like,
Mm-hmm.
we're so close to beating all the campaigns. We're just gonna do it. We had one campaign left to beat, and you and I beat it. And I mean, they always say playing games with your friends is makes everything better, and it does. But there wasn't much you could do to make Resident Evil 6 better, because we were
No.
both, I think we both came out of that frustrated,
Mm.
and just it kind of really killed the fun and the vibe for a while. Um, so like yeah, like I said, have a plan, as best as possible. You know, maybe don't have to keep a schedule. Keep it easy and light and breezy. You know, don't like from 10 to 2. I'm gonna play this, but like have some games ready to go and just be willing to mix it up. You know, jump around, because like I'll put a game down. I'll play a game for 3-4 hours. Put a game down. Come, play a couple other games and come back to it later. Like don't be afraid to jump around and get down. Um, Next up here, I want to talk about here is take breaks. Obviously, um, people, when I tell people about by Extra Life and I talk to them, people like think you literally play for 24 shares. Like, no, I have to go to the bathroom sometimes. Like these are things, I have to eat. I don't like, I'm not starving myself. I'm not showering
And
or anything like that. I'm not.
obviously, you have to take your time away from the damn screens and stuff to rest your eyes. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be perfectly honest with you. The reason why I've been able to go through the 24-hour time periods and stuff is because I've paced myself, and that's one of the most important things you got to understand is when you're doing one of these gauntlets for Extra Life, you got to pace yourself. Every couple hours, take a break. Or as soon
Yes.
as you think that you may need like a little break, a little breather here and there and stuff, take one. It's like I kind of treat it sort of like similar how you would do like with sort of like a workplace and stuff, to where every couple hours, take a break. Every four
Yeah.
hours or something like that, just take a little miniature lunch or something, take like a half hour break or whatsoever, and just do little bits at a time. So that way you feel refreshed. You go on to the next game if you have like another game you want to play, if you're not in the mood for the previous one, and that way you're able to do chunks here and there. Like good
Mm.
example is like with last Extra Life, I actually did kept tabs on like how long I was playing specific games and stuff like that. Like literally, I have it from like last year and then 2019 as well, to where when it came to a couple of different games, I usually just spent like maybe like a couple hours max on a particular game that I would just go through and sit to the next one. Like for example, it's like over 2 hours in Super Castlevania 4. I'm like, okay, I did that, I played that, and then for the original Castlevania, it's like barely like what 45 minutes, and then so on and so forth. The longest in the whole thing was actually Resident Evil 6, so that was like 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
That took him a good.
That sounds about right.
That sounds.
Felt like 40.
It felt like a lifetime doing that stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, you and I, we spent the most time playing Resident Evil 6, and we had a horrible experience with the online
Yeah.
co-op, with the server issues and stuff. But at the same point, it's like it goes back to pacing. That's one of them, and then selecting the games that you actually want to play, that you will
Mhm.
play. I mean, those are two things that you got to keep in mind, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like that's cool. I like the fact that you like kept track of how long you're playing for, because yeah, like it's important. Like, obviously, like I always have like a twitch thing. I get like twitches in my eye every now and again when I'm like tired or like stressed or if I just had too much caffeine. But like I know for a couple days after the fact, like I definitely have it, and like just you because throughout most I think for extra life, usually for me, out of that 24-hour stretch, I'm doing I'm probably playing games 21, 22 of those hours. Like I recommend one big thing I recommend is like I don't know how what your showering schedule is or how it goes. Like I usually take my shower in the evening stuff. Usually I just keep a schedule because I always take a shower after I get home from work. Um, so I always kind of keep on that schedule. One thing I recommend for a lot of people is, and this works for me. Maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for me. Where like I'll wait until like 10, 11 o'clock. I'll sit in my funk all day and go and take a nice shower. And that kind of like makes you feel good, makes you feel a little refreshed. Don't take a super hot one because I'll make you tired. But like go in there and take a nice little shower, obviously clean yourself. But also, I feel like it kind of makes me, I feel like clean. You feel better about yourself because you're doing a really cool thing, but you've been sitting in your funk all day as well. But like I always like to save it for late, or maybe just take 2 showers. I don't know if that's what you want to do.
Nice
But I always
cold
recommend
shower.
maybe not an ice cold one. That sounds I've heard people doing that. That sounds awful.
Trust me,
I
that has
mean,
no benefit whatsoever besides like maybe muscle relaxation, even though that's like an
yeah.
ice bath.
I've heard people say it works for them. It really wakes them up, makes it like I don't know. It just no, I'm not doing that. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, hey, if you like, maybe like people do like the cryo thing for 2 minutes. Maybe if you have one of those, you can
Submerge
afford it.
your head in ice water. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, turn yourself to Mr. Freeze. There we go. Um, yeah, but I always like to take a shower because it always makes me feel a little bit better and kind of refreshes me a little bit. Gives me like a nice little burst of energy. And then obviously like go out if weather permitting. I live in Iowa. Gables lives up in Washington State.
Mm.
This time of year starts to get a little colder, starts to get a little chillier out.
Oh yeah.
But early November, like it's usually still you put a hoodie on. You go for a walk. Go out at least go outside. But like if you can go for a nice little walk, I'll do that. I got a dog, so I got to take him outside every few hours and stuff to go potty.
Oh yeah.
And I always like to take him for a nice little 15, 20-minute walk a couple times. And that will you feel because you're getting outside, you're breathing some fresh air a little bit, and you feel a little bit better. That those are things I highly recommend. For and just eat. Obviously, just if you feel like you need to get up, move around a little bit, do it. Don't feel the urge to like or the need to play for 20. Because like I remember like my first couple of years of doing it, like I would make up the time I miss. So if I stopped for 20, 30 minutes to eat, or I stopped to go, go let my dog out or whatever, like if I was gone for 10 minutes, I'd make up that 10 minutes. Don't do that. Don't worry about that. That's fine. Because then you're talking 26, 27 hours. Don't do that. Like, just just do what you feel is best. You want to get out there, go for a nice little run. That sounds awful to me. But if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do that. But these are just things that we recommend. Um, Another one here, and honestly, this might be the most important thing for your health, most importantly. But one thing I have learned the hard way over the years is eat healthy, and don't overload on caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I have a crippling caffeine addiction. Like my body just doesn't function without it. I have to drink a pot of coffee every morning. When I'm home, I pound a couple monsters when I'm at work, and even every Saturday night when we record, I live next to a Starbucks. A couple hours before we record, I run over to Starbucks, grab myself a Starbucks coffee, drink that before we record. But don't overload on it. Don't go too crazy on it, and don't eat all these carbs. And
Oh no.
I am a big boy, so maybe taking health advice from me, not the smartest, but I just want to tell you things that I've especially learned over the 9 times I've done this, Gables has done this 8 times.
Mm.
Or like I said, like space out the caffeine. Like I have learned, like I said, I always like to drink like a pot of coffee on the weekends. Um, Space it out. Make yourself like I actually like specifically. I bought a new coffee machine recently that only makes 6 cups instead of 12 cups to specifically prevent me from drinking that whole thing. So I drink 6 cups instead of 12. So like drink 3 cups. Just fill up your cup once. Don't fill it up every time until that pot's gone. In the morning. Don't go crazy because then you have that like I don't know about you, Gables. I drink a bunch of coffee and then I'll drink all that 6, 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and then by 1 o'clock feel a little sleepy, take a little power nap. Obviously, we don't want to do that. I mean, if you have to, that you have to, but you don't want to do that. So space it out. Try not to have that mid-afternoon crash. Like I said, it's okay to drink caffeine throughout the day, but like I said, break it up a little bit. You know, and Gables, what about you? I mean, you drink probably as much. You probably drink more Starbucks than I do at this point. You drink a lot of coffee. I mean, what's your caffeine intake like nowadays?
Oh, let's see. The caffeine intake is usually like either 1 or 2 of those iced coffees. I'm talking about ventis. I'm not talking like some of the Trentas, like sometimes that you've gone through. But
Don't make fun of me. I drink 2 Trenta coffees sometimes just to feel alive. Don't make fun of me. I told you that, and then you made fun of me for it.
Yes, I understand, man, because that's a lot of fucking caffeine. I'm just saying, man. It's like, but for my coffee stuff, it's like I usually have maybe like a cup in the morning and stuff, maybe like a Starbucks thing, and it's like I don't try to overload on the caffeine things in the morning because I've been there. Like, say if I have a tough day at work or something, I down like a couple cups of coffee, and all of a sudden I go there and I just immediately crash around noon or 1 o'clock because it's like, well, there goes all my energy.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst.
You
1 o'clock hits. It's like I still got a half a day left.
Yeah, you still got half a day left, and you've already finished like most of your tasks inside the first 4 hours.
Yeah, it's like, oh crap. Now I had nothing to do and I'm tired. I mean, so like I said, we've been doing this a lot. It's like kind of what's your like food, like what do you do for like food wise? Do you have a plan, or is it like you just kind of, are you able to do whatever? I don't know. Maybe like I'm different from a lot of people, but kind of like what do you like? Kind of what's your idea for like food on Extra Life Day?
Okay, food for Extra Life Day. For one, you do not want to eat anything that's with a lot of sugar or a lot of sodium in that regards, because for one, it's like sodium. Obviously, you're going to retain a lot of fluids in that regards, and it's gonna actually go forth and maybe accumulate in regards to like with stuff. But sugar is the biggest deterrent right now. It's like caffeine and sugar. Those are the two things you don't want to have mixed in when you're doing this Extra Life stuff, because for one, it's like, and obviously it's like it's gonna make you more sleepy in regards to if you overtake on caffeine, or if you have like a lot of sugar during that whole like stint and stuff, you're just sitting, not like moving around and a lot of that stuff, it's gonna turn your stomach. You're gonna get acid reflux like a son of a gun. So in regards to that, I would suggest like doing like a lot of the things that I would do like during this time frame was like I drink a lot of water. Obviously, you got to have a big water jug or something like that. Normally, you're supposed to be having like at least close to like 8 cups or so of water a day. But
8 cups. Yeah,
like
12
of
cups.
water a day. I've heard like half your body weight inside of water potentially, like that regards. But that's
I don't even want. I almost said how many pounds that would be, and I'm like that. I don't want to say that out loud. That'd be a lot. Oh my. Oh.
But
I'm trying to picture like in my living room how big that water jug would be.
Well,
it'd be very big.
Well, let's just think of it this way: if you take like one of those big old Arrowhead like waters, like I've had like about a liter worth or something like that, you just fill it up like 3 or 4 times or something, like a day or something. There you go. I mean, that would help you. But yeah, drinking lots of water. Obviously eating like some decent food. Maybe some like vegetables, maybe like some sort of potential fruits. But then again, you don't want to overdo on that, because any type of candy or even like fruits or something, if it's got a lot of sugars and stuff in it, you're not gonna want. But in terms of say vegetables, I don't know, like carrot sticks, like this is a couple of samples. Like say you have one a salad or some form, like get like maybe like a Cobb salad or get whatever that has like a lot of nutrients or whatsoever. But also just have something that's pretty hearty too. It's like if you're like going through the whole stint of stuff, like eat little bits at a time. Obviously eat when you're hungry. Don't like force yourself to eat things or overeat, because that's going to make you sleep even further. Like for example, it's like try to like before the start of the event eat something like for breakfast that's like satisfying, that'll last you throughout that entire day. And if so, it's like don't like I said, don't overeat. Try to do like things like fasting, in my honest opinion, because fasting, it's like if you go like a specific number of hours and stuff without like eating and stuff, sometimes your stomach's gonna go forth and like could tell you it's like, oh, I need some food now. While in actuality, that's your body telling you need more water in that
Yeah.
regards. Because if you down like a couple of cups of water and stuff like that, there goes that sensation. That pretty
Mm.
much takes away the thing to try to overeat. But yeah, sooner or later you're gonna get hungry and stuff. Don't eat a lot of food all at once,
Yes.
especially during the later part of the Extra Life event itself. Because I've done it one year to where I felt kind of like sluggish and stuff like that, especially towards the 2018, 2019 Extra Life and stuff, where I ate a lot for dinner. And then all of a sudden, it's like I go through that night and I'm literally just listening to the guys over in the party chat and stuff, listen to like the ringers and stuff from West, or even like for our other friend Justin and stuff like that
Yeah.
come in like around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it's like we just feel like we just want to nod off or that we're fucking drunk.
Yeah.
But
Yes. Yeah.
when it comes to foods and waters and stuff, just keep things in mind: plenty of water, no sugar, not a lot of caffeine, and for God's sakes, just eat something that's healthy and worthwhile. And please do not overeat. I mean,
Yes.
if you maintain a balance of like all of this stuff that I mentioned and stuff, you're gonna do fine.
Yeah. Well, you won't be feeling fine, but you'll do fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
it will
you
make
pretty
you
much like
sick.
I yeah. Yeah, like you pretty much I have like bullet points here and it's like yeah, like you kind of hit them like eat smart, don't go crazy on unhealthy food snacks like I 2016 is like the one year that I've been doing this where I didn't make it.
Right.
Uh, and it's also the recore year. So a lot of things compounded on this day where I I literally fell asleep. I've told the story many times. I fell asleep playing recore and I don't know, I was probably asleep for an hour and I fell asleep in my chair and I think just I don't know what it was, but I don't know if I was in a party or what happened or I don't know. I fell asleep and I was stuck in this loop where my character would spawn, die, reload. But I remember the reload points were like it would take like 20, 30 seconds to reload,
Oh my God.
and I'm assuming I just fell asleep and at that point, and I woke up an hour later and I was just stuck in this loop of
My
my character
God.
respawn, die, load, respawn, die, load, respawn, die, load, and a lot of the issues. I mean, obviously, like I've talked about, that was a bad extra life where I just had nothing to play, and I was just forcing myself to play Recore because I had nothing else to do. Um, and but on top of that, I compounded it with like I got a lot of easy make meals, but I got like frozen meals. Like I remember I bought like that giant bag of pizza rolls that you can get. That's like 100 in there, and I drink like yeah, all right, yeah, Gables
That's
already knows.
right.
I ate like 50 pizza rolls throughout the day. Um, I like I think my sister called me. She's like, "Hey, I'm going to this like noodles and company, or I can't remember, but like this noodles restaurant. You want anything?" I looked at the menu. I'm like, "Oh yeah, get me this four cheese mac and cheese," and
Oh,
I ate that whole thing. So it's just carbs and frozen unhealthy. Like I'm overeating. I'm eating completely. I mean, like I eat unhealthy all the time. Like don't get me wrong. Like I said, I am big boy. I giving health. I'm not gonna give health advice any other day of the year. This is one day where I'm like, this is probably my healthiest day of the year, food wise. Maybe not obviously not physically because I'm sitting for most of the day, but food wise might be my healthiest day of the year. So yeah, like I said, like I did that and like I just you get that like we've all been there when you go to the buffet and you like you eat to the point where you were full like 3 plates ago,
right.
but you're just still eating. It just kind of like that, but like try to so like I said yeah like Gibble said try to eat smart, try to eat light. Like you always hear people say, "Oh, you're supposed to actually just have 6 small meals a day." Actually, I would recommend that on like stuff like this. Don't I mean, like that was my thing. I had big all caps with a lot of exclamation points. Drink lots of water. Like I've talked
Hmm.
about, like you're gonna pee a lot during extra life because
Oh
you're gonna
yeah.
be drinking a lot of water, or you should be. Because I have a Brita now. I'm gonna have to get like a bigger Brita or buy another one now for extra life. Now I'm thinking about it because I when I used to drink water bottles, I remember one year I bought a 24 pack of water and I drank all 24 during extra life. I mean I probably spent half of extra life just peeing at
Wow.
that point. But I just down. I mean I do drink a lot of water. That's like my big like a thing I do. I do drink tons of water. I easily get my 8 cups a day and for sure. Um, so yeah, I love drinking water, especially when you're just sitting there and it's just right next to you. Boom, take like I said, drink lots of water, keep yourself feeling fresh. Like I said, like Gable said, like sometimes you're just, you're thirsty. You just chug water and you don't even think about it. Oh god, your body's is full now. Um, yeah, eat light. Um, like I said, yeah, because we've all been there. Where like, oh, I just need to go. I'm super full. I need to go. You just ate a whole frozen pizza. It's like, now I gotta go take a nap. Don't do that. Like, eat salads, bananas. I like to eat, like, if you like a snacky gamer that likes to have that snack, I find peanuts are actually a decent snack. The unsalted ones, they're not like the tastiest, but they're like, if you just need that like thing to like snack with while you're eating. Like I used to be like a snacky gamer. I'm not anymore. Um, but if like you're like the type of person that likes to eat like M&Ms or whatever, like my dad's that way. Like when he plays Warzone, he like just always eating M&Ms or something like that. Uh, grab some like some peanuts, unsalted ones or something like that, because you want to keep the sodium level down. But it's healthier, and you're not getting all that crazy amount of sodium in you as well. Yeah, like kind of like, I think these are like our best plans right here. Like, these are just, like I said, these are things that we learn over time. And like, don't also, if you're like an energy drink person, try to get some sugar-free ones those days. I typically drink sugar-free anyways, but like I said, you want to keep that sugar intake low. Um, so if you gotta, save a couple of emergencies. If you're not a big coffee guy, like I remember like last year, like uh, we were playing with Nerves, and he made fun of me because I was gonna order coffee to my house when it was from Starbucks to have it delivered to me. When it's like, he's like, you're gonna pay all this extra money to have it delivered to you? I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you have a coffee pot? Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in my kitchen. We all three of us took our headsets went into the with our headsets into the kitchen and made coffee, so I wouldn't go and order coffee. So yeah, um, yeah, this is yeah. So I mean, like I said, like, it's always good to have people to play with, obviously, but also financially, it was nice to have Tim there because he saved me some money.
Oh no shit.
But yeah, but if you're like a energy drink person, like, I mean, trying to drink too many because do a lot of damage to your system. But I always like to have a couple like late night ones. I'll pound one at like 3 in the morning. And like Gables has, like, I think, I wish I could do it. My body just won't let me go to sleep that early. But Gables, like, on Friday, you tell me, like, how do you do it now?
Okay, so the past couple of years, I decided to try a different foray into the Extra Life event. So what ended up happening was, during previous Extra Life events, I've initially tried starting around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning and try to go cross all night, and then try to go like the 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. the next day. I found that that was extremely difficult in some retrospects, because that last 4 or 5 hours was the biggest slog, because I
Hmm.
had just been up like 7 or 8 o'clock that morning, and all of a sudden I tried to do the same thing, or at least try to get to that point. So there was 2019 for Extra Life. I decided, okay, what if I just came home from work, fall asleep like around 7 o'clock, and then wake up around midnight, and then stop and then start there? Because technically that's when Extra Life begins, at midnight on like the game day, quintessentially. So I started doing that. I go from midnight to midnight. So midnight, the first hour of that event, all the way up to the last hour, in regards to that. And that's ended up helping me out a lot, because for one, I used to do a lot of like overnight like stuff before, in regards to not just work certain night shifts, but I've also used to like spend a lot of nights like just awake or something like that, just playing games or watching movies or whatever the hell and stuff. So it's like, okay, let's try it this way. And the first year I did it and stuff like that, I went all the way through for like that 24-hour stint, and I remember like the constant reactions to some of the guys inside of our party chat. It's like, well, guys, I'm done. It's like, wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait, what? How are you done? It's
yeah,
like, I started at around midnight. It's like, what the fuck? The
yeah.
little reactions like, oh, you son of a bitch.
It's like, we still got like 6 hours, 8 hours to go, and he's like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, like, I think it's brilliant, and if you're able to do it, do it. Like, because part of my problem is like, it's like I said, it's that, like, when I was a kid, you're getting presents, you can't go to sleep,
Yep.
so you can't go to sleep, and then you can't stay asleep when you do fall asleep, and that'd be my problem. So then, like, I would get junk sleep all night because it's just like, All right, well then you get like anxiety because like, oh, I didn't get enough sleep, so I need to go back. It's like 4 in the morning. It's like, and then you can't go back to sleep because you're like, because you're trying, because you need to go back to sleep. So like, I love that idea. I just can't do it. So, um, I usually like I try to go. I go to bed earlier, but like I usually go like 9 o'clock. I'll be in sleep, and I usually try to start at like 6, 7 o'clock. Because let me tell you, uh, trying to go like at least for me, maybe not. I know some people like they just go to like as soon as they'll just stop at 7, 8 in the morning, and they'll go to bed and they'll wake up at 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and they got their like, and it's perfect because Gables is done super early, and he didn't completely destroy his sleep schedule. I mean, you're still like, here's some other stuff here. Like I don't have any more notes on this. We're just kind of free balling at this point here. Um, but like your Sunday is ruined unless you are a freak of nature. Your Sunday is ruined. So if you can get Monday off, do it. Because like let me tell you, you might okay, cool. I'm gonna sleep and then I'm gonna go to bed early. Even if you get like just to sleep for a few hours, because this is usually how my Sunday works. As I'll get done. It's basically take a 2 3 hour nap and then I'm up. And I know other people have done this too, where like you can't go back to sleep, and then like you're just on the bed or on the couch all day, and just like you're like super exhausted, you have no energy, but you can't sleep, kind of thing, and you're just stuck there. And then even if you go to sleep super early on Sunday and you get a great night's sleep Sunday night and Monday morning, you basically, I mean, like, yeah, you play games 24 straight, you do this really cool thing, like we're all doing this for a great cause, but your Monday, if you're trying to function as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not going to work. I have the first few years last year I had to do it because I literally started a new job that week, so I had to like, so that was really terrible. But the first few years I did it too, but like there was like a 4 or 5 year stretch there, and then this year as well I got Monday and Tuesday off. You get Tuesday off even better because like Monday is really just like it's recovery day, and plus it's really a day off because think about it, you're not really getting a weekend in there because it's like Saturday is game day, Sunday is
Yep.
rest and recovery day. Monday is also really kind of get your life back together kind of day, but also it's kind of, but you're still kind of got a day off in there. And then Tuesday, even better, because then like you got a day, you got an actual like day off. But like, these are just like, I just, if you can get it, like, Gables and I both got Monday off, for a game day this year. If you can do it, get it, because you will not regret it. But you will regret going to work because it is a miserable experience. Let
Yep.
me tell you.
I can verify
Um,
that too.
yeah, it's like last year, like I hadn't had to do it in like 5 years, and last year was one of the worst days ever for me, for work wise. Just trying to be functional and awake and alert and active, um, and you're just gonna be like that the rest of the week. Like you just, we've all been there where you have that one bad night of sleep, uh, during the work week, and you just never really fully recover from it. You have like a Monday or Tuesday night, you just have a terrible night's sleep, and even if you like go to bed early the next night, you just never really bounce back from that.
Yeah,
And
really.
it's like that, but like to like the 10th degree. Um, and there's something I meant to bring up earlier, but like a really big important thing here is make sure like going in, like all your games are updated and
Yes.
installed. Because that is the worst. Because like I've had that happen to me. There's been like times where like we go play a game and it's like we're all gonna play it, and one person, oh crap, like I don't have it installed. I got installed. It's like, well, now we gotta wait.
Mm-hmm.
Or I've been there. Was, oh, we're gonna play this game. It's like, oh, I don't have that installed. Or like you have it installed, but because you haven't played it in a while, it doesn't. Even because like your PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch, they automatically update games. But if you haven't played it in a while, they stop automatically updating. So go in there, click the buttons, make sure that like the latest update's been done, because that's happened to us before. We've had the game installed, but we haven't played it in 6 months. So then it's like, oh crap, there's 6 months of updates here I got to download. So I'm not gonna be able to play for an hour or whatever, depending on how your internet is. Obviously, internet is better now than what it was maybe 4 or 5 6 years ago. But just really important. That's really important. And like I said, like when I was talking about like have more games than you think you'll need. Have download as many games as you think you might play ahead of time. Get them ready to go. And even if someone like brings it up, like, hey, we might play this later, just download it right now. Don't wait to see if we're gonna play it. Like we've had that where it's like, oh, so and so, we're talking about playing this later on tonight. Awesome, okay, get it downloading now. Because you might, because I've done it before. You download a game, and it's like, oh, I never played it, and you can just delete it the next day. But if they want to play it, it's like, well, crap, like Now everybody's got to wait on me, or I'm gonna miss out because while everybody's playing, because I didn't think ahead. It's all just really about really all this is about thinking ahead, being prepared. Have meals prepared ahead of time. Have
Yes.
plenty of water ready to go. Have like plan out your coffee, plan out everything. Just have everything ready to go for this day. Like because make it as simple as possible. Because this day is I mean I all the respect to world people that run marathons. That is way harder than what we're gonna do. I know that. I'm aware of that. But this is hard too. Yeah, we gotta be up for 24 straight hours, and you want to make this day as simple and easy as possible. Like I said, like have your games ready to go. Have your games planned ahead. Have more games you think you'll need. Eat smart, eat healthy, drink lots of water. Don't go crazy on caffeine. Just if you got family around, like I know some people like it's like, hey, why don't you go see a movie, or why don't you go to the mall, or why don't you go do like, and we've had friends that like, oh yeah, my wife took the kid and they went and saw a movie, or they went to the zoo or something like that. Like they planned this whole thing out. So like just things like that. Like we're just, like I said, like we're not masters at this, we're not experts at this, but we've done this a lot and we feel pretty good about like on how we've done. Like I failed one time, but other than that, I've done my best to learn from my mistakes and be better every year. And it's even if you do all these things perfectly, you still might be able to make it, which is fine. It's totally gonna happen. You don't have to do the whole 24 hours in one day. You don't have to do the whole 24 hours period. You have to do it on game day. Some people do it the Saturday before, Saturday after. Some people will do 8 hours every weekend for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I like I that one year I fell asleep. I still had like 6 hours to make up or something like that, I think. So then the next day, or I think that Sunday I made it up, you know. And like if you were like you have a decent Twitch following, or you can play live stream and you can get in the group chat with people and like people can talk with you in chat, do that. Plan ahead, market that. Go on Facebook, go on Twitter, tell people, hey, I'm doing this at this time. Watch me, join me, talk to me, because it's all, but like we're doing this all for a good cause, for a good reason, but we also want to have fun, have a good time doing this. And so yeah, these are like our, like I said, these are our tips and tricks to how to survive, and some fun dumb stories of of examples of that. And it's like it's Gables and I was one of our favorite days of the year,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going to be an easy day. So
No.
yeah, I mean, like I said, anyways, we're rambling now. Oh, I'm rambling otherwise. So we're gonna get out of here on this one. So thank you guys for watching us on this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, Give us a big thumbs up, or like, subscribe, follow, whatever you can do to help us out on any of the podcasts, YouTube, wherever we're at. Really appreciate it. Like I said, in the link or in the show notes, the link to extra-life.org will be in there. So it's just one click of a button away to learn more about it, sign up, share with a friend, whatever you can do. Really appreciate it. Anyways, love you guys.